They can't stop the day we dissect the news, flipping on the edge, choices to choose. Politics and laughter, a blend that's so real. Tune in for the stories that make you feel. With guests from every angle, let's bridge the divide. Finding the truth in the humor we can't hide.
Okay, so we should do a section where we talk about like our backgrounds as brothers and sisters, like
Let's see, what was it?
Craziest
Back
stories.
in my day. It's time for
called,
back
it's
in
back
my
in my
day.
day. Like
Childhood memories.
Like go way back, like when 1970s, 80s, when we were growing up. What are some of the crazier memories that you have as us kids that are that you think are
yeah.
Well,
she's like, how many stories?
Favorite childhood memories.
I think there were
Traumatic,
there were some mullets. I think there were some mullets at some point.
mullets. Oh,
I have also
God.
brought up the mullet of
Yes.
Eric's mullet.
And my
Or
brother.
Bring
you
that
weren't
back.
talking about your mullet because you didn't
And my
have
brother.
one.
My brother had one too.
But Eric, yes.
My brother actually had a bad case of hockey hair. Where
Yes,
he had
hockey
He had
hair.
the spike with the mullet. So
Solid.
Yeah,
man.
he caught that one in Canada. Yeah,
Canada.
yeah.
Yes,
Canada.
I don't know what what do you mean, like fun times?
Yeah. What are just some of the memories
Favorite
remember going to Lake McConaughey as kids?
Yeah, I was thinking like some of the probably the better memories are the long trips in the station wagon.
Was it the blue one or was it the one with the wood paneling?
Both.
Those were fancy.
Oh, God.
They were
Fancy.
the wood paneling.
I
mean,
so
wood-
wanted one.
The
but
wood paneling
we
was
didn't.
just awful. It actually
we just
came
couldn't.
off. Like Dad actually ripped
Yeah,
it off
he
the
did.
side
He
of the.
could rip off anything.
I don't remember what he was mad about one day.
Yes.
He ripped it off.
Our father had mad
Yes.
raging fits, and
that's
God,
in the
he
neighbor's
would.
yard. No, those were pretty fun trips, even though we fought
Oh my God!
all the time.
I know we were like cats and dogs.
Like,
Up
there
until
was a lot of like.
It was a different time. It was a different
Just
time.
hit each other, slap each other.
oh my God!
Yeah.
The
Yes.
whole 12
Like
hours.
kids,
God.
I'm drawing a line in that back seat, and you don't cross it.
My dad would be like, "Don't make me turn this car around," and then he would not turn it around,
Yeah,
and we just
we're
keep
still
going.
Yeah.
I said, "Don't make me turn this car around." I said, "Don't make me." Oh,
Yeah.
forget it.
They just eventually
beat each other
ignored
up.
us. Yeah, we just beat each other up. But those were good times.
They were. I remember trips to back to Indiana, you know, and rolling down the hill with the they're called chiggers, right? The little burrowing
God, yes.
insects that go into your back.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I had thousands of them in my spine.
Emily's supposed to be remembering.
Yeah, here is one of my earliest memories of you, Eric.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
It's the Prime Directive.
So one day, this I'm guessing I was maybe 4, maybe. I don't think I was 5. I'm going to say I was 4 because I don't think I was in kindergarten. But so Evan and I would have been, hanging out at home, building things, doing things, and Mom got a phone call. And she's like, okay, it's time to go pick up Eric from the park from soccer practice. And so, we had this little brown Chevette. And so I see Mom get out of the car. She walks over to you're kind of sitting down.
I think I know where this is
He
going.
was kind of sitting
my
like this. And Evan and I are like, and then we see Eric waddle to the car and get in the front seat, and he doesn't sit down. And she's like, we'll be home in just a few minutes. Eric pooped his pants.
Yep.
This was last year, right?
I shit my pants. Actually, I should say I shit my sweats.
Oh my God.
I had these red sweats on, and
So much
Evan
worse.
and I were like mortified. So like we shoved over to the side of the car. We're like, oh my God. And Eric couldn't sit down. We're like,
Oh my God.
There. Oh God. It was
I got
bad.
kicked in the gut. I was the goalie. I got kicked right in the gut and just
Or the ball.
it just blew. I mean, just
Eric.
it was an explosion.
Were you wearing Pumas by chance? Did you Puma your pants?
No. No,
That's a good
I
one.
literally had to like.
You really
Oh
need
my
a drum,
God.
a drum roll.
Oh
for
my
that.
god.
Like we were throwing those underwear.
Yeah,
away.
and then they're rolling down the windows and they're screaming, "He shit his pants!" He shit. And then I'm driving by. I'm trying to cover my face so that all the other players on the team
Did all the
don't.
players on the team
Oh
know?
yeah, everybody knew.
I think everybody knew.
Because they could see it, smell it.
He had to do the walk of
he had
shame.
to like waddle over.
I
and
became
he
known
couldn't
as,
sit down until you know.
I
Mom
became
got
known
there to
as
pick him up.
Eberfart after that.
Ever.
Eberfart. You like that?
Kids are cruel.
Kids are wonderful. Kids are wonderful.
Yeah, that's
Wow.
one of the great early. That's one of my first memories of you, if you
Yeah.
can believe that.
Oh, that's a quality one. That's quality. That's
Wow.
good times. Good times there.
Informative.
Yeah.
Informative.
Yep.
Insightful.
Oh yeah.
Insightful.
Oh yeah.
Nothing's changed, right?
No.
No, not much. No, it's poor
Not
Liesl
too
picking
much.
me up in her car. Like, oh, don't sit on the seats.
Oh my god.
Well, you have one of those seat covers,
Yeah.
neoprene. It's like, don't worry, this can be washed.
Yeah.
Oh
Yep.
my god. How about for you guys? How about probably not any crap your pants stories, but I do remember a
Not
story
in our
about your
home.
poor brother getting sick at school one time.
Oh well, I'm gonna let him pick because there's so many.
There are. We had a little different dynamic. Liesl and I, we didn't really fight
No,
at all.
never.
Liesl would set me up
Never.
to take the fall. So I think the one memory that will stand out that it's the herbs in the kitchen.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah.
way when we were younger, the dishwasher used to be in the kitchen. We grew up in a house that was built in 1820.
You mean
so
the clothes washer?
yes.
Yeah.
What other washer?
Well,
would
you
there-
said dishwasher.
Oh, I did?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
A dishwasher in the kitchen would make sense. I apologize. It was the clothes washer.
Yeah.
Point of the story is, while our mother was getting clothes ready to put into the clothes washer, a little baggie fell out of herbs. And so Liesl asked me, she pulled me out and she said, go down to the kitchen and go grab the bag that fell out of my clothes.
Yeah.
So I tried to walk over, and my mother had grabbed it and already opened it. And she's like, what are you doing? I'm like, Liesl asked me to get this. And turned out your little doctorate here, before it was legalized, had a nice bag of marijuana sitting in the kitchen and asked
it wasn't
me.
mine. I didn't inhale.
But that's what a wonderful sister she was. She asked me to go grab it, say that it was mine. And I was too dumb to know any different. But
How old were you?
I don't even remember asking you to get it. I remember the incident of telling Mom that it was makeup.
Oh.
I'm like, it's makeup.
I thought you had told her it was herbs. It was like
Yeah.
natural herbs. Because you had asthma. I mean, you still have asthma.
Oh, it's
but-
natural herbs.
But I
all
said
right.
you like crush it up and use it for eyeshadow and stuff.
Which you could. It's not going to be effective, but yeah,
Yeah,
I
you
was
could.
like trying
Yeah.
to think on my feet. And,
Wow.
yeah.
Did she believe you?
No.
No, they were school teachers. Not a chance.
Yeah.
They, my parents knew immediately.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what happened?
Nothing.
Nothing?
Nothing really.
It just
No.
went into the trash? No, so how
Yeah.
come you had acquired this?
Well, I
Makeup.
just friends had like, I mean, I had party friends. Growing up in New Hampshire, it was so much different than here in Colorado. People were a lot more mature in terms of like getting a hold of stuff and trying stuff. I mean, by the time I was in middle school, people were already
Oh, wow.
Getting faded,
drugs
huh?
and
Well, that's like today.
having
right?
sex, and I mean, just everything was way, different. I mean, people grew up faster. In New
Isn't
England.
that the state motto? Is that live for your die? Or is that
Yeah.
a different New England?
No, that's it. That very good.
Yeah.
That's it. And they do. They live free and fast.
And-
Yeah. And so when we moved here, people were so innocent, and
I know.
they just were. It was different.
And so Lisa's like they were
Shelter.
ripe. They were ripe for the picking.
yeah, ripe for the
They-
picking.
I was starting to sell
Right.
dime bags left and right.
We had a distribution chain. It was awesome.
yeah.
We were
small
moving
business.
product left and right.
They were so ready for being corrupted
Oh my
and
God, Liesl.
our influence. But no, I was just so surprised because people were so sweet and kind, and
so
just,
surprised.
like, I mean, everyone here was part of like Young Life and talking about their churches, and I'm like, nobody talks about
Very
church
wholesome.
back home.
Well, we were at the Air Force Academy. I mean,
Yeah.
we weren't in the Air Force, but we were on base. So the school was a little different. A lot of students, of course, moved in and out. They moved a bunch as military families. So it was definitely very, very white collar and, upper and middle end. So it was a lot. And she's right. Back east, it was a lot crazier at a lot younger age.
Yeah.
Huh.
I mean, it was an eye opener for sure.
Interesting.
Yeah.
No, we were sheltered. Very.
Yeah, up until a point.
Up
yeah.
till like 4th grade, 7th
Yeah.
grade. And
Mom
then it
put
was
us at CSCS.
Camaro hair.
Yeah, Mom had us at like
Bon
the nice little
Jovi.
Christian school in town, and then I got dropped off at Horace Mann like that next year, and I got my ass kicked every day. But God, that was harsh.
Waking up.
Yeah, no, it was tough. I
Yeah.
had to learn how to survive on that one.
It's good for you.
Yeah.
So how about
Is it?
how about
Fight Club.
favorite
Yeah.
movies?
Tough streets
Favorite movies.
here in Colorado Springs.
Yeah.
Favorite movies.
Shilton.
Yeah.
So,
Favorite
what's that?
favorite movies and or music.
I still love Napoleon Dynamite. I mean,
It's incredible.
I don't know. I
Eat your
just love that
food,
movie.
Tina.
My favorite animal, Liger.
My lips hurt real bad. Favorite.
Yeah, Napoleon Dynamite. That's
Yeah.
a good one. That's a good,
Good
one.
pick.
I always loved Amadeus.
Yep.
Even though I know it's not historically accurate, but
Yeah,
it's just
but
so
it's
well
still
done.
it humanized
Yeah.
Mozart in a way that
Yeah.
performance is still really good.
Yeah.
even though it's not like you said, it's not. It's clearly an embellishment
Yeah.
of history.
I still love Best in Show.
I was gonna say you've got to
Yeah.
say one of those.
Waiting for Guffman.
Yep.
Yes.
I would be shocked if you didn't
Yeah.
say one
I
of
just
those.
think there's
Spinal
nothing better
Tap.
than a good mockumentary.
Yes.
Spinal Tap is the that's God. That was as a musician. That's just astounding.
Does it go to 11 though?
Yeah, it doesn't go to 11.
Man, hello Cleveland.
Stonehenge.
Yeah, I don't. Maybe that's like my top 5. If I think there's any others. What about yours? What?
Yes, I'm curious.
What was the question?
Movies?
Get Shorty.
Get Shorty. Oh, wow. Okay.
Always loved that movie.
Yeah.
Jimmy Stewart, It's a Wonderful Life.
Okay.
I'm a big Christmas.
school classics.
movies.
Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, I don't really think there's any 2 others that are like really stand out above the others.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, those 2 have always been the ones, like if I, get to watch, I'll watch every time. It's a Christmas tradition that I keep up by myself, kids. And I do have one third movie. I don't know if anybody ever seen it. It's called Morning Glory. It's basically it's a movie about a young woman who comes in to take over a morning show, like Good Morning America, or just a couple other of those shows. So she comes in, and it's got Harrison Ford in it. Okay. And I can't remember the lead actress's name. I'm sorry, but it's actually incredibly well done. But it's just awesome because she takes over a morning show that is dying. And she takes its ratings and plummets them to the very worst. And then it's got Diane Keaton in it. And then basically she just decides to throw out the traditional format and come out with, a whole new format and, get all the hosts doing a bunch of crazy things, bringing in really good musicians and, musical guests for a morning show. And, just like spicing up the weather. And it's just well written, but it's a sleeper. I mean, none of you even knew it.
Yeah.
But I love it.
Absolutely.
It's, yeah.
Morning Glory.
Morning Glory. That sounds like a one to check out. Yeah, I've never seen
Check
it.
that out. Interesting.
But with Harrison Ford, I mean, you can't go wrong.
No, and Diane Keaton with it. And I know everybody will know the lead actress if I could just remember her name. I can't. So
look it up.
Yeah.
So-
I would have thought your Jurassic Park was in there because I feel like you're a big Jurassic Park fan.
everybody knows it's visually fun. It's dinosaurs, but it's not really sophisticated writing.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't, but no.
Just a romp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I feel like every time I'm up there, you're watching Jurassic Park.
the Eurovision. Have you ever seen that one with Will Ferrell?
Oh my goodness. And Adams. I always forget her name.
Eurovision? No.
Eurovision.
You've seen it?
Oh, absolutely.
So that actress is the one who's in Morning Glory.
Oh, she is. Rachel McAdams.
Rachel McAdams.
Oh,
Yes.
she's awesome.
That's it, yeah.
So that's another sleeper. It was kind of done during COVID.
That's right.
And they couldn't even film some of the final shots. But Eurovision's a talent show that they do in Europe. And Will Ferrell and Rachel McAdams are in it, and they do this singing routine, and everything you can possibly go wrong. Who's his father? Pierce Brosnan.
Yes.
And in the movie, Pierce Brosnan is Will Ferrell's father, but it's phenomenally funny.
These are good suggestions.
It's such a sleeper.
This might have to be our call to
The elves
action.
went too far.
Yeah.
Deadline. The elves went too far.
Yeah.
Once you watch the movie, I will rest it. I will.
Yes.
Yeah.
The elf things with her is hilarious. Just the whole movie. Because, of course, it's just so overdone. And the singing in it and the characters. It's just, you won't be disappointed.
Okay,
And actually-
I have to check that out.
Yeah, fun fact about Eurovision. It kind of came about after World War II to bring a lot of the nations together in a singing contest so that everybody can kind of like, learn to appreciate the cultural heritage in a musical way. It's a huge thing.
Yeah. A few years ago, I saw that. Was it Lordy? They did the Hard Rock Hallelujah or whatever, and that was the.
Oh, okay.
They dressed up like monsters or whatever. It's like a metal group that dresses like monsters and stuff. So, of course, that's what I would get from that. Of course.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Interesting.
So, I mean, what do you think? Got a call to action maybe this week?
Call to action.
Watch some decent, funny movies, and then make sure that you check in with your brother and your sister if you got one. And
Well, I think our guests should give the call to action.
I think I stand corrected.
Okay, so what call to action is just you get to give final thoughts to the audience about what the takeaways are.
Gosh.
Takeaways on what subject?
On anything you want. What do you want them to take away from what we've talked about?
I would say one takeaway is AI isn't going to save the planet. No! We still have to use
My
our...
stock.
Admar has an AI girlfriend.
I do.
What's her name?
AI.
Yeah.
It's already become a running joke in the group, so.
Yes, yeah.
It has. Yeah.
What's her name?
Aye.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to have its applications, but I think humans have to use our brains. We have to continue to think independently and create and, build on that in order to keep things moving along. What else?
Is your profession something that you would recommend for other people to pursue?
I would always recommend it because I love what I do. I mean, even the hard days, there are tough days where I'm like, oh gosh, I could just go work at Buc-ee's.
Yes.
Cleaning the bathroom. It pays well.
$40K. $40K.
I would want to do the brisket job.
Oh, yeah.
I would probably take anything there because it pays so well. But I still love what I do, and I love that I am independent. I don't see myself. I don't know if I'll ever work for anybody ever again. So I'm grateful to be in a country that I can do that, and in an area that I can still do that. So I don't know. I guess I would put that out there too. I would recommend people always do their own thing. I mean, discover it and let the journey be part of the process in getting to that point.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
I'd say something we didn't talk about, but I will close on this one, that although this is a social media podcast, I think social media is a huge negative to society. 100%.
So we saw.
Yeah.
I mean, in all seriousness, I actually have gotten more to be watching a lot of the podcasts and YouTube channels, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But in general, the Facebooks and the other media pages, the TikToks, the rest of it is just plain stupid and a waste of time.
Yeah, it's unfortunate it's become that way. I totally agree.
Yeah.
It's sad.
Fakey,
You know,
phony,
used to be a way to
outrageous.
connect. You know, or
Yeah.
see family photos or see who had a baby or who's getting married. Those are like the good, great things in life that if you have to miss it, you would like to be able to experience it. And now it's, I don't know, it's
Just too
terrible.
staged. And
Yeah.
It is. It's
the,
fake.
the whole thing with Shadur Sanders, I mean, just the idea that people are just trying to hurt people.
Yeah.
And, you know, even when Jackass started as a TV show and then went all to the, you know, YouTube channel, people trying to outdo themselves and just do ridiculous stunts and hurt themselves. It's not being old and conservative. It's just, I see no positive. I don't see anybody behaving better. I don't see young children learning more. I don't see more intelligent behavior. I see nothing positive coming from it. So while it is an amazing resource, we talked about AI. AI is a starting point. I think AI is great at summarization. Hey, you know, like read this incredibly technical paper and just boil it down, dumb it down for me. Great. It can do some of those amazing things. AI can't handle creativity and it can't come up with originality. All it can do is regurgitate and figure out. So again, you know, it'll have its place, but I don't see any positive in that as well. And then the final thing is I just stick to my guns. I think most social media is the biggest waste that we've got going today.
Maybe we need to
distractor.
transcend past that crap. Yeah.
I mean, it's just like everything in moderation and learning tolerance, but it has really affected. It affects so many things, opinions, and you know, the outcomes of what people's perceptions are. I mean, it could totally change things in a terrible way.
Yeah, there's a
especially young
there's a
kids.
fantastic book by Jonathan Haidt called The Anxious
Yeah,
Generation.
that's a great book.
That's just
Yeah.
he's got all the data, but we know this from our own
Yeah.
experiences too. That just social media has just kind of turned. Like we have a grounding because we grew up in the 70s and 80s. We have this grounding that's kind of like we can always go back to the way we remember things being analog. You know, a stick shift in a car, whatever it was, those experiences that we had that ground us. The generation coming up now doesn't have that. And I just can't imagine trying to navigate life without some kind of a grounding element, you know.
They just have to be taught how to connect, how to physically connect.
Oh, I
with,
know. Oh,
you know,
that's
a
what we
human
do.
being.
At middle school, I could tell you this is what we struggle with every year, especially boys. Girls seem to be a little bit more ahead, but they have some more depression things going on. They have some dysmorphia things going on because of what you see online. Which is
that's
crap and
terrible
bullshit.
too.
What do you think? I mean, are we
Actually, I did have one question for Chip. Money, no object. What's your favorite car?
Ooh. Gosh.
Never easy.
It's
That's a great
not.
question.
Yeah, he's a
It's
car
changed
guy.
over the years,
He's a
you
car
know.
guy.
It's so different.
International Scout. No, that's Tug, right? That's Tug.
Yeah, no, it's funny. You know, I will say driving down today, I saw a Ford GT40, the new generation one.
You're kidding.
No, a genuine one, racing stripe and the big
boy.
number.
Wow.
And it reminded me what an amazing looking car that is. Besides just going with the typical Ferrari or Lamborghini or something, right? That's just kind of a classic sports look. And, you know, other than that, everybody likes the Type E Jaguar that was so famous, you know, through the 60s and stuff.
Of course.
But I would say seeing that GT40 driving down, I was like, that is just something special.
Nice.
So
Rear
I'll
engine, is that right? Rear engine.
Yeah.
Mid-engine rear-wheel drive, yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
And it's what it was so funny though is when it went by, they're so low to the ground. I mean, I swear it might be like, you know, here down. It was so low when I turned around just to see it. I mean, he was coming up behind another car, and it was this tiny little blue little wedge that was so close to the ground. I was like, is that person? I mean, I know they're reclined, you know, but I was like, it was kind of almost comical how low it was. So I'll go with that simply because it's on the top of my mind. But I don't think you can go wrong with that one.
Yeah.
It's kind of a nice
Excellent
fit.
choice.
It's a pretty sweet
So-
car. Yeah.
So
Okay.
How about you, Admar?
I don't think we have enough time. Yeah, no, it's kind of interesting because my love for cars has certainly changed over the years because I used to be not a car fan, a car fanatic, to the point. And Eric and I have talked about this. I have this incredible amount of completely useless information. Like if you gave me, give me the specifications of Ferrari X, I would just be able to spit it out. I used to kind of joke with my students. My background in education actually comes from driver's education. So I used to do that as a joke with all my students. I would just be like, yeah, it's like, just ask me.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and it's actually kind of funny with all that. But yeah, I would probably say 1985 Ferrari GTO, which in its nomenclature is actually referred as a 288 GTO, but Ferrari never called it a 288. That actually came later from fans. Or a 1993, and this is the complete opposite of the spectrum, 1993 Toyota Celica SD185 rally conversion GT4.
Celica. Yeah, I
I
remember
know.
that.
It's like you would go from a $3.5 million car to maybe like a $35,000 car. It's kind of funny.
I remember the Celica. Oh my gosh, as a kid growing up,
Why
I wanted
are
one of those.
Ferraris so expensive?
That's a fantastic question. Some of them are number one overpriced. If I'm being completely honest, so you've got that aspect of exclusivity. So they're exclusive and they keep numbers artificially low because there's plenty of people who want them, and that's kind of any of the boutique car makers. They're going to keep their numbers artificially low. That's why Ferrari is very selective about who gets to keep their cars. I mean, you could have a separate conversation about their entire business model, whether or not it's right or isn't. But ultimately, any of the boutique car makers, they want to project the exclusivity and that whole, conspicuous consumption image. It's like, oh, well, I've got the money to be able to afford it. The second part of that is, of course, is the performance. I get to own something that is capable of doing things that no other piece of machinery can do. That is, I think that in modern automotive design and engineering, it is caught up. Where, for example, even when I was growing up, if you had a 300 horsepower car, my guess would have been you owned a Porsche or Ferrari. Nowadays, if you have a 300 horsepower minivan, nobody bats an eye because it's 300 horsepower.
And I've got one.
It's like, I feel like horsepower has really been democratized, so basically anybody can afford a 400 or 500 horsepower car, and it's not that uncommon anymore. It used to be exclusive and special, and it no longer is. Now it's 1,000 horsepower or even more, which I blame Bugatti for, and I can have a whole separate conversation about that.
Oh wow!
But
they're owned by Volkswagen.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah, and Volkswagen owns everything.
And who
nowadays.
needs 1,000 horsepower?
It's not about need. It's about
need.
Actually, it is about
About
need.
marketing.
I was going to
It's
say
1,000 plus.
Correct. It's 1,001, Eric. It's 1,001. It's like Ferrari in 1987 when they came up with the Ferrari F40. They didn't do 200 miles an hour. They did 201
miles an hour.
Yeah. But ultimately, to answer your question, I have a tendency to be a little more. What's the worst?
Verbose.
Animated.
That's okay.
Verbose. Thank you very much. I've been accused of that before.
That's good.
But it's interesting because it's really all about kind of like I get to own something, and the real reason, especially if you look at its history, a lot of those cars are pieces of art. They really are, because they were oftentimes handmade. It was not done in a big giant factory. It was something where you took a piece of metal and you shaped it by hand, and the artist was the person who was doing the work. And that's the wonderful thing. It's like looking at a wonderful watch, looking at a Rolex, looking at a Breitling, looking at a Tissot or you'll see Nardine or any of those watches where you say, wow, this is a piece of just beautiful craftsmanship and design.
I've never even heard of those watches.
Yeah.
And I was going to say, I'm a bit of a
You've heard
watch,
of Rolex.
That's the only one
watch
I've heard of.
geek. But again, it's that technical part.
So, are you saying that my 1977 Gremlin in beige, brown, green is not
That's a
piece
classic.
of art?
I was going to say, if it was in good shape, it's actually not
that's
bad.
actually, yeah, I was going to say that's a classic now.
Okay.
The 1983 Celica is a classic, and now they're going for big bucks, and I'm like, I will
Interesting.
never be able to afford this.
Wow.
What about Chevette? The Chevette.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that would have
Chevette.
been. Yeah.
Yeah, or Chevette.
I remember
Was it
spinning
Chevette?
around with
Ours,
mom in
though,
that
yeah,
thing.
Since it had, some stains in the back.
Yeah.
Hopefully, it got cleaned.
Yeah. And
Eric.
it was brown.
It was brown.
Oh my
And
god.
it's
It's a different
Blended
shade
right
of brown.
in.
That's
Yeah.
all.
Yeah.
Thank you, both of you.
Yeah.
Indeed. Thank you very
No,
much.
It's great to
Yeah,
have
this was
this.
fun. Thank you.
Our
Yeah.
better halves from our children's background there. So
Yes.
no, seriously, we appreciate you. And our call to action this week is probably to meet up with your brother and your sister if you got one, and go take them out to dinner and
Yeah.
reminisce about old times.
Don't
and
give
good
them
old days.
marijuana.
don't give them marijuana.
Yeah.
Don't give them herbs.
And don't let them crap in your car.
Yeah.
So
That's
yeah.
a big
treat
deal.
them right.
Excellent life lessons from both of you. Things we've both struggled with, Emily. Right?
Oh, boy.
I mean, coming down, it was a tough call, but I made it. So
Yes, don't shit on them. Literally. The lessons, words to live by.
or anybody else for that matter.
Yes.
So hit that like, hit that subscribe button, and
Very
and make
good.
sure to follow our advice. Oh, and if you want, join our Patreon page as well. So, okay, until the next Prime Directive, we'll have some more fascinating guests on. And I'm Eric,
Admar.
and this is Liesl, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
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 Join us on this path, let's ignite the blaze. So grab your headphones tight, let's go for a ride. With every spin and twist, we'll cut and run and hide. The Prime Directive, where the laughter's alive. Society's reflections, let's help each other thrive. Politics and culture, oh what a blend. Join on the journey and let's set the trend. As we close the chapter, lend us your ear. The Prime Directive's calling, so let's pass a beer. The Prime Directive, where the laughter's alive. Society's reflections, let's help each other thrive. Politics and culture.